This week on Verbal Vendetta, the invasion of privacy radio, we're going to be discussing yet another controversial issue: men versus women, when genders collide. I think sometimes women are overly suspicious of their husbands. When Adam stayed out very late for a few nights, Eve became upset. "You're running around with other women," she charged. "You are being unreasonable. You're the only freaking woman on earth."
Women have their faults, men have only two: everything they say and everything they do. There are two times when a man doesn't understand a woman:
before marriage and after marriage.
Only two things are necessary for a husband to keep his wife happy.
One is to let her think she is having her own way, and the other is to let her have it.
Some husbands are living proof that a woman can take a joke. A successful man is one who makes more money than his wife can spend.
And a successful woman is one who can find such a man. Men wake up as good looking as they went to bed. Women somehow deteriorate during the night.
When women are depressed, they either eat or go shopping. Men invade other countries. When a man gives his opinion, he's a man. And when a woman gives her opinion, she's a bitch. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. Dogs are a man's best friend. Now you know which sex is smarter. To women, love is an occupation. To men, a preoccupation.
Men marry because they're tired.
Women because they're curious.
Both are disappointed.
A woman worries about her future until she gets a husband,
while a man never worries about the future until he gets a wife.
A woman will always cherish the memory of the man who wanted to marry her.
A man of the woman he didn't.
Married men live longer than single men do.
But married men are a lot more willing to die.
Any married man should forget his mistakes.
There's no point in two people remembering the same thing. A woman has the last word in any argument. Anything the man says after that is the beginning of a new argument. Tune in this Thursday from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time at purdue.edu/WCCR. That's purdue.edu/WCCR. See you there. Of last week's show.
Africa is a continent and not a village. We do not know each other. I don't know Nelson Mandela, Bishop Tutu, Akeem from Coming to America, or any of the African friends. All Africans do not speak the same language, so quit asking me to translate Hakuna Matata in Africa. We do not live in huts with hyenas running around on the backyards. We do not run around naked. We're not all as black as the ace of spade.
I heard that African men were pretty controlling.
You guys are so controlling. I'm supposed to be cooking rice every day in the kitchen, boiling chicken. What's up with that?
Just like you said, I think it's part of the tradition. The same goes with my dad, as long as he goes to work and brings something home to eat, he feels like he's doing what he's supposed to, But
do you think that African men are trying to be more Western when it comes to relationships, or more like mainstream with,
I was going to say, you look to the Western civilization, and half the marriages fail, right? Divorce rate is about, 50%, I think, in the U.S.?
I am taking it.
Right. And then you look back in the African homes, the way they run things. My parents have been together about 26 years. I know other, some of my African colleagues who, their parents have been together for as long as 30 years. So, I don't know what they're doing, but, it has to be something right?
I still feel that even when I walk around campus and go out and talk to African guys, it's always that one. It's always the controlling problem.
Can I ask you ladies a question?
Yeah, go for
What is your definition of romantic?
Or happiness.
Because seriously, in my village, being romantic is when the man goes and kill a cow or kill an elephant and bring them to the woman like, wow, here, honey, that's romantic. We're making love tonight. What do you guys find as being romantic?
I think everyone has their own perceptions of what an exotic romance is like, or what is to be romantic. But in short, and the overall basis of being romantic is just giving someone your full time and attention. It's romantic.
Why can I ask you a question?
Yeah, no.
If I kill a bull and bring it to your bedroom,
I will throw that bowl right back at you.
It's not Africa,
Please.
All right, Duncan, what do you have to say about all this?
Oh man, it's just so funny. The way I did, you can throw in your face, but
they're like hyenas almost, even though. So I want to ask Miss Noah, I know she's from Liberia, what's her view on why African girls are so difficult to talk to? Even saying hi is like you asking her, do you want to have sex?
We come from a land where we were queens. So we are queens, and a queen will want to be treated as a queen. And so I feel that that's how a lot of African women feel, and they are, you know, valued in our culture. And a lot of cultures, women are just second rank. They're not, you know, doing anything. They're just at home, you know, not really contributing. And I feel that African women are strong. We are educated. We are very motivated women, and, you know, we are very selective.
You still didn't answer my question. My question is, how come when you try to say hi to an African girl, she acts like you're asking her, do you want to have sex?
Well, I mean, sometimes, me personally, I don't.
I have a question. Do you want to have sex?
No. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway.
In Kenya, they have this joke that when you go to Nairobi, which is the capital city of Kenya, and ask a female to give you direction, she'd be like, yeah, you just go and go and go, just go. So when you go to Lagos, which is the capital city of Nigeria, and ask a female direction, she'd be like, you think I come out to my mama's house to help you? You think you go away or something?
And how come, at least in America, when a girl is ugly, she knows that she's ugly. So she tries to be a little bit easier to go along with whatever plans we have. But in African girls, no, seriously, let's just get this out the way. African girls, especially West African girls, when they're ugly, it's like they have amnesia.
I mean, what are you basing your this ugly? What is ugly?
I only look for 3 criteria. 3 criteria if I can go any further with a girl. After she passes those criteria, then we can go deep and look at her mind and all that other crap. Number one, she has to look better than me.
Okay.
It's just that simple.
All right.
Number 2, I have to be able to lift her, because I like to participate in some activities that require.
Oh my goodness. Keep the PG here.
No. Not, see, you guys, you have dirty mind. I'm not being sexual. I dance Argentinian tango.
Okay.
So, if I'm going to dance tango with a girl, I have to be able to lift her for the flair, you know?
Sure. Welcome back. The next topic we're gonna be discussing about, to me, like, the way we say, like, I've never seen actually my parents' case, you know.
No, have you ever seen your parents? I mean, I can attest to this because, you know, my parents aren't African.
Yeah.
So,
when I think about it, but my parents are kind of different. They're not your typical Africans. They're very outgoing and out there, and not to say Africans aren't like that, but I have seen my parents kiss. I mean, it was disgusting when I was younger. Like, who wants to see that?
For me, my parents had never had sex. Never. Ever. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, and none of them came through sex. I don't know how they came, but I don't think my parents have sex. So.
You would be surprised.
Speaking of sex.
So, sex here in America. First, let's start off there. I think sex is overly publicized here. It has way too much, like, hype behind it. It's overrated. I mean, not to say, you know, it's not fun or anything, but it's like, you know, I think a lot of people...
to the extent to which it is to the point where you have teens mimicking, like, what they see and what their image of beauty is skewed all because of this over hype of sex.
Yeah, I agree.
Can I tell you that my views have changed quite a bit for several reasons. First of all, back in the days when the institution of marriage was first initialized, it was almost a given, and the man was a virgin and the woman was a virgin. When they get married and they have sex, it's amazing, it's fantastic, it's Churific, you know, and that's all they know, and they stick to it to the end. But now, in the 21st century, people have experience. So I think if a man has experience and a woman doesn't have experience, it's almost okay, because the vagina is designed in such a way that it doesn't really need that much work. You know, it doesn't need that much experience to be able to work. But if a woman is very, very experienced and the man is not, oh, that's a problem. Because if you can't control your wood in terms of duration and motion, you have a big problem, because she's going to be one dissatisfied woman.
I mean, but why is that a problem? A woman having more experience with sex than a man? Like, I mean, if I was a guy, I would want a girl that knows what she's doing. Why would you want some girl, I don't know, like, getting all scared? Like,
you would be surprised how men think. When it comes to sex, overqualification is not good. I can tell you that. So, and especially, you know, sometimes when I hear married people say that when we argue, we have sex and we calm down. Imagine you have no experience. You don't know how to control yourself, and you argue with your wife for 3 hours, and then you last for 1 second. First came to this country, a lot of my oppositions came from African Americans. I mean, when I saw them, I'm like, oh, they look like me, you know, maybe we're gonna be friends. Hell no, I was wrong. They used to call me African booty scratcher, take your butt back to Africa. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And they say, oh, you blah, 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 whatever. I'm like, you know what he's telling me? You say, you know what, I don't want to talk to you. My grandfather sold your grandfather, you know, and they make all this sound like, and I'm like, what the hell is that, you know?
My parents are originally from Liberia, but I was born here in America. And one of the big issues I always have was, you know, when I'm hanging out with my American friends, my Black American friends, they're like, "Oh, you so African," like, you know. But when I hang out with my African friends, they're, "Oh, you're so American." So it's like I can never fit in anywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm right in the middle, and it's a weird medium. But just going back to what you were saying, like, and when I was in elementary school, same thing. You know, calling me African booty scratcher, you nappy. Dust, you eat, you play with a can.
Guys, to be fair, I've been called an African booty scratcher before. Like, they used to say,
you're not even African.
I know. But I'm African American.
What is African?
Yeah, but
and the bigger picture is, why do African Americans have this stereotype of Africans? Why is that misconception there? What is that miseducation? What is that, you know, wall that's built up? It's society.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, it's society. It's media. It's how we're told to perceive and view you guys. You know what I mean? And vice versa. The media. I have a friend who dated an African, and they were sitting up watching TV one night, and this commercial about starving Africans came on, and he said, "Oh my goodness, is this what you think of us?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is what we, you know, think of you guys as." And he's like, "It's not like that over there at all. I've never ever seen this."
We are brought up a different way, you know.
Two different
societies, two different norms. You know, in an African family, I can't bring a boyfriend. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's American families like that, but let me go home talk about I have some boyfriend. My mom will knock me to the ground. Like, that's not, you don't do that, you know. But here in America, you know, kids have boyfriends at 15 and 16, you know. So I feel like we have cultural differences, and until we are able to accept all of those, we won't be able to, you know, appreciate where we come from and vice versa. So.
American parents are like the way I see it is they let like their kids kind of like, you know, lose, you know, lose, and like the way I see it is like African parents are really, really strict. You know, the way my wife talked about, like, you know, she can't bring a boyfriend or like a boy home. You know.
Oh,
yeah, like, I mean, yeah.
Even I used to get whooped, you know, like with tree limbs, okay?
No,
like that's serious. Yeah.
Just give me an idea. If I ever, that's why when I date a girl, please quit asking me to meet my parents. It is not the same.
It's not
Here in America, you guys can do that,
that,
and it's okay. Trust me, if you meet my dad, you're gonna run to another country.
Yeah.
Trust me. He's gonna ask you, do you know Jesus? What is John 3:16?
Where are you?
Seriously, trust me.
What is your tribe?
What is your tribe?
It's just that it's so different. We only introduce a girl if I plan on marrying you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to plan on marrying you after 1 week into dating. You're not going to meet my brother. You're not going to talk on the phone with my sister. You're not going to meet my mom. You're not going to talk about my father. Don't bring your mom around either. I don't want to meet her yet. Please, give me time, for God's sake. In Africa, everything takes time. There's a process to everything. We don't meet today and marry tomorrow. I don't care how sexy you are. I don't care how intelligent you are. I don't care how succulent you are. It is not going to happen.
About all this stuff, you know, they all say we're all different. But in the end, I feel like, you know, we should all bring our differences together and actually try to help each other. You know, especially as Africans here in the United States. You know, we all come here for school. You know, we should try to help each other out. You know. Settling here is difficult. I remember when I came, I was a little over 14. It was hard to settle in. And,
ladies, please, mine will be a cactus tonight.
It
was hard to fit in.